is true fulfillment of the Dharma, and in the land of the redwoods, Northern California. Uh, I live at Deer Park Monastery, home of the land of the Lusenya people, and also very grateful to be on the call with Simona today. We are improvising as we search for people to facilitate our call. So please let us know if you have links to people. I know some of you reached out, but if you have links to people you would like to see help facilitate this Sangha, we love to hear your voice. And I think we had the idea to start with some meditation, guided meditation practice, connecting to the earth within ourselves as a way to start the new year, touching compassion for the human and non-human elements within ourselves. So I think that's the thing to do. Yes. I wanted to say just briefly, the song we're listening to as you arrived is called Be My Echo. It was produced at Deer Park Monastery just recently during the winter retreat and released. There's a release party for that. It was a new musical sort of group has formed there at the monastery, and the song was performed live at the Wake Up retreat last 2 years, last year, in 2023, in April at the monastery. So, but this practice of the line is I'll be your echo, and without mindful breathing, we can be a reflection for each other, and also resonance with all that's around us and the earth that's within us. So I will help us go into meditation. I don't have a bell with me, but it's okay. We can practice without that. I invite you to find your body in space, how your limbs are oriented, the position of your spine, just to be aware, be there for the space of your body. If you like to close your eyes, you may. If you like to have the eyes open, you may. If the eyes are open, you may like to keep the gaze soft and focusing on something simple like a plant or an image that is soothing for you, and go back and forth. And just take a moment to find our bodies here in the here and now, in this time and this space, locating ourselves, feeling the contact that is always present between us and the earth. We may feel it through a chair, through the ground under our feet. Just sensing into the flow of that connection through gravity, allowing the weight of our body to be felt, feeling in the contact, and letting it settle down, deepening the contact, resting into the support from Mother Earth beneath us. And then invitation to find our breath, the rhythm and flow of air, to our lungs, to our body, exchange. So there's a connection with Mother Earth and the atmosphere that we can feel in our bodies, letting the breath be as it is, natural, nothing to change, letting our bodies be fluid in the flow of gravity and air. Any movements that want to happen, we can be subtle, taking in this moment, noticing what is alive within us. We have sensations of aliveness in the body, tingling, pulse, warmth, sense of energy, feeling aliveness. And we can feel that aliveness. This is the aliveness of Mother Earth. Within breathing, heart beating, muscles, bones, connecting any cells in the body. We get some energy, some feedback, some messages flowing to us from our body. Just taking a moment to be with us as we breathe together. Feeling the subtle sensations of the body of alive, vibrating, pulsing, tingling, flowing, streaming. Resting, allowing the flow. We like to notice, it's very common, we notice some sensations of discomfort, pain, or tension in the body. Just want to acknowledge that, recognize it, breathe with that, not changing anything, being open to listen. Also a message of aliveness in the body. Signal. You can bring that mindful care and attention a little bit as we entrust ourselves to the earth beneath us, earth within us, earth around us. Hold that together. Breathing gently, the earth within us, earth around us. noticing the flow of maybe thoughts, feelings that are also present. We may have images coming through our mind, people, places, things that are important to us. And we just want to notice that, let it be there. We breathe together and we begin to entrust ourselves more and more as we breathe to Mother Earth, to support beneath us, to the air flowing into us. Have many supporting conditions around us, the plant, people, the animal people, the soil, these elements of community, human community, a little bit in our neighborhood, right next to us, perhaps in our neighborhood and beyond, whole global community, feeling to that, breathing. Just continue to breathe and be with this community for a few moments. I have to make a small adjustment to my space. So just breathing together, resting on Mother Earth. And I like to take a moment to notice what's flowing through us and maybe extending our awareness now to the human family, the more than human family, this large community that we're part of, breathing with that community, feeling ourselves connected to each other, to this large web of life and flow of energy, and the energy of the sun flowing into us from many sources today. We can feel that alive in our body in some way. Take a moment for that. Now we can turn back. Just as we were noticing the painful parts in our bodies and allowing the energy of compassion and care to arise for ourselves. Be important. Maybe feeling energies, things within us we would like to transform, allow to heal. So just creating the space for that through our breathing and connection, feeling the support of Mother Earth and our community to allow space. And then just take a moment for that. Yeah. Transformation of our minds, our consciousness, for the well-being of Mother Earth and our community, human and more than human, non-human elements to heal together. Can turn outward a little bit now, embracing the community around us, the local, right in our neighborhood, or during our home, thinking of the plants, the animals, the air, the water, the soil, right here. Maybe there's elements of city, human elements as well, and we can extend out our compassion sensing some of the pain or woundedness that may be there, we can extend compassion, care, energy. Notice that, allow that to arise within us. Places in the world that are, the human family is under great stress, tension, undergoing a great deal of violence. That in the same way, and trusting to Mother Earth, holding, caring for, breathing with that, just allowing any insight, any energy that's available to flow into us. We're holding our human family together with the aspiration for healing, love, connection, trust, transformation. And beginning that, allowing that transformation to begin to work within ourselves. How we want to be in this new year to transform, to allow that transformation to happen. Now, as we are sort of moving out of the meditative phase, I invite you to listen to your space. Breathe, sensing the connection with around you. It's happening, bringing our sense of presence to the space around us, inner and outer, coming together. And our eyes when we're ready to see our space. Let the light flow into us, maintaining our presence, energy of awakening and interbeing as we look, eyes of compassion, curiosity at our space. And we may like to also look at the screen to see some faces, our human family gathered here, our Sangha. We like to look with eyes of compassion, openness, wonder, offering our support, our kindness, our presence to each other, to our eyes. We continue to breathe and feel ourselves being alive together. Can be a real miracle just to be present with each other like this on the earth. So a one-time only moment, this moment that we have together. So just celebrating that, touching that, seeing what will unfold in our time together. So with that, I would like to pass it back over to Simona. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Erin. Thank you for such a wonderful grounding practice, a wonderful guided meditation. Yeah, appreciating that so much. Connection, community, breathing together. For anyone who maybe was having difficulties hearing, I got a couple messages about that, just letting you know that this is being recorded. And so we'll be sharing the recording. So for anyone who maybe was in and out with audio, that will be available to you. Seems like not everyone. Some folks said they could hear, some folks said they couldn't. So we move forward. And for So we will be moving into a space to enjoy a community be in. And this is really a space where we can celebrate and share aspirations. And so maybe some of you who arrived to the call have come prepared with maybe a song or a poem that you would like to share. And that's really, really wonderful. Maybe some of you didn't realize that that might be what we are doing today, or maybe something will come to you in the moment. And that's great. This space is for that. So I think just for maybe a little bit of organization's sake, for anyone who might be wanting to share, we can use a process of, if you'd like to, we can either raise a hand, either physical or using the Zoom screen function. For anyone who maybe is feeling a little shy and would like to share it, but you'd like to maybe share an aspiration, share something with the community, you're also welcome to, you can reach out through the chat if you'd prefer to kind of be sharing things in the chat. You are also welcome to write directly to me and Erin here as facilitators of the call, and maybe we can bring voice to what you would like to share. And to get us, so I have offered to get us started, and I'm just going to get set up here. Let's see. Okay, so I prepared like a little slideshow for you all today with the Earth Holder community in mind. I wanted to offer this. Okay, are you all able to see? Maybe there's like, cool, great. Okay, so dear friends, I felt inspired to start off our Earth Holder community be-in just by being able to water some flowers. And it was a really wonderful moment to just be able to reflect around the Earth Holder community, not just really with 2023, but just the steps that I've seen. And although I think the slides that I'm going to share really focus on 2023. So let's see here. My biggest gift, I think, within the Earth Holder community this year has been community. It has been everyone here, including so many individual members and Sangha groups all over. It's been just a joy to be able to arrive to spaces like this and feel it and feel community, know the faces, no names, even in many, many parts of the world. And I think for me, one of the ways that this really became watered and came into fruition for me was during and participating in the Love is Freedom retreat. This was a retreat that was held in 2023 and was offered in, you see here, we have 3 languages, French, Spanish, and English, but it was actually translated also into Mandarin, and numerous other folks kind of worked on their individual translations as like local sanghas. And that was a beautiful practice for me to see the way that the teachings travel so far, and that we really are like a global Sangha. So I wanted to share a little bit more about that. These are photos of the online retreat and the in-person retreat. That was like a very special way to be able to connect as a global Plum Village Sangha. Folks joined in person at multiple centers, and also joined in online Zoom rooms, quite like this one, of different online workshops, question and answer sessions. And it was a moment where I know in my own home, it kind of turned into a retreat, a mini retreat center for a week. We had our practice space, and so that was set up on our deck, and put two cushions on the ground for me and my partner, and had a laptop open in front of us, and would sit down and be able to connect with Plum Village this way. And one of the beautiful, I think, takeaways for me in this retreat is, or just from the Earth Holder community, is just really recognizing all of the things maybe happening in the background or behind the scenes sometimes to make our community go. So part of it was translation was happening during the retreat, almost 24/7 into many languages. And not only, and that's actually one of the gifts, or one of the gifts that has come out of the retreat is that there have been Earth Holder core practices that are now translated into Spanish and French. And if anyone here speaks another language and would maybe like to be involved in translation projects or offerings for the Earth Holder community, that would be really fun, and you can reach out to me. It was a moment for Sister Sanghas, Earth Holder community, Abrazadores de la Tierra, Spanish speaking, and Guardians de la Tierra, French speaking, to come together with Mother Earth in our heart. And in addition to the Earth Holder co-organizing of the retreat, Love is Freedom, we have been able to participate in an event called Planetary Tea Time over 2023. And so here are some photos of drinking tea together. We enjoyed a tea meditation with Thay from Deer Park. Sister Peace joined us at one point. And I think there might be another one in the works, so keep an eye out for that. But it was another moment outside of the online Sangha for folks coming together in community. And the online Sangha is still going in 2023. I would say a project within the Earth Holder community that had, enjoyed facilitators Valerie Brown, Jim Fapo, J. Phoenix Smith co-facilitated with Louise Dunlap. I believe Kyra Jewell also facilitated last year. So just an incredible array of teachers and community members continuing to offer, and that this is the space, we're in it right now, that this is a continuation. And another joy for me has been seeing just the global community growing. So there are sanghas popping up within the Earth Holder community all over the world. If anyone here is interested in getting involved with or has questions around some of the international movements, I'm happy to talk to you about that. We have Sangha in Brazil. Abrazadores de la Tierra is the Spanish-speaking Sangha that now has Abrazadores de la Tierra Sanghas in Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, as well as like an international group that meets online. And there is an international Earth Holder Wake Up online Sangha. And there you can see maybe in the far right photo, is a recent photo from the Rains Retreat, which has been going on and is closing. And you can see there we've got Guardians de la Tierra members with also Abrazadores de la Tierra members. So a very nice mixing of our friends. So these have been some flowers for me, almost like I guess for me, it was a very nice, like a little bit of a recap of like the joys and the beautiful people and the beautiful community that that I just feel so blessed to be a part of and be in touch with. And I also want to mention for me, like in regards to the Earth Holder community, one of the aspirations in the coming year, being growing the community. And part of this is that there are currently applications or inquiries open for joining the caretaking council of the Earth Holder community. Applications, the deadline closes in 2 days. So if it's something you've been thinking about, maybe now's the time, or if there's someone you'd like to recommend, I can send the link in the chat. And I'll stop sharing now just to say that this was really a joy for me to just put like photos together. And you're like, wow, what a beautiful community. It was really hard to choose photos. Such beautiful peoples and places and folks involved in the Earth Holder community. So I think what I'd like to close with as part of my Be-In offering is a song. Which, by the way, I'll just share that when I first began practicing with the Plum Village community, I was a little shy with the songs. I don't know how much I enjoyed them at that time. They weren't my favorite, but it wasn't my favorite practice. And now it's like folks are like, what should we do? And sing a song. I have one. Who has one? I do. Okay. And so I have one right now. So, dear friends, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasures. I love you so. Dear friends, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasures. I love you so. Okay. All right. Well, dear friends, I think we can, I'll pause for a moment. Thank you for the opportunity to share and to kind of just open up the Be-In space. It was fun to be able to share. And hopefully maybe that gave you some space to think for anyone who maybe had been feeling shy to get a little bit of boost of Sangha confidence energy. We'll open up the space now. Again, you're welcome to reach out to me directly if you'd like to share, Aaron as well, or raise hands. The floor is open. I see, Cheryl, that you have your hand up. Would you like to share?
Sure. I also feel shy and nervous about sharing, but thank you, dear Sangha, dear Thay, for holding such a welcoming space for sharing. I'd like to share a children's poem called Poem from Mother Earth. And I wrote this one morning after the night before reading Thay's book, Love Letters to the Earth, which by that point I had, it was probably my third time reading it. And Thay's writing inspired me so much that some words started bubbling up in me. So I went out into the nature up in a park nearby, and this is what I wrote. Most of what the songs and poems I write are for children. So if we can all connect with our inner children as I read this. To Mother Earth and her mountains, rivers, oceans, and sky, to her animals who crawl, who hop, and who fly, to her dolphins and whales and all creatures of the sea, thank you for loving and caring for me. I feel your love, Mother Earth, when the birds sing each morning, when bees pollinate the world and the fish begin spawning. I feel your love in the flowers that smile at the sun, and in the beauty of a hawk soaring or a deer as it runs. It's because of you, Mother Earth, that I am alive. Your plants and minerals help me grow and survive. Your clouds, rain, and atmosphere live inside of me, in every breath that I take and in the food that I eat. Whatever I do, Mother Earth, you are always with me. When I swim, when I walk, when I climb up a tree, when I turn on the faucet and your water begins to flow, when I put a seed in the soil and a plant starts to grow. You are part of me, Mother Earth, and I am part of you. We are interconnected. I know this is true. And when I look at us this way, it's simple to see that taking care of the earth is taking care of me. I love you, Mother Earth. I love your trees, oceans, and sky. I love your animals who crawl, who hop, and who fly. I love your dolphins and whales and all creatures of the sea. And I will take care of you, Mother Earth, as you take care of me.
Such a beautiful poem. Wow, thank you so much, Cheryl, for sharing. Yeah, seeing some folks in the chat just saying love letters to the earth. So wonderful. I'd like to invite, yeah, and let's see. We've also have a request if you can share the poem, maybe in the chat. Thank you. Christina, I see that your hand is also raised.
Thank you very much, Bawini. My other hand is holding the phone. Dear Thay, dear Sangha, happy to see you. Happy to see Simona. And I wanted to share that my intention for this year, I have a little contract in the place where I am living now, in Ireland. I'm happy that I am a member of the Wellness at Work Committee. So my intention is to help with reducing the impact of the rubbish that the center produce and to apply for a funding so we can have reusable cups, because the canteen has loads and loads of cups that are just increasing the rubbish. And that one side, but also that committee for me is a committee when I can nurture my well-being, because my work environment can have a lot of unwholesome seeds. So for me, is embrace that not unwholesome seeds in me, so all my being will not become toxic, and the light of mindfulness will heal that. And something that I cannot do or invite you is to do the dance that I learned last year in the freedom retreat. But I'm going to do a little offering for you. I'm aphonic now in my native language, and that goes like this. Si no es amor, déjalo ir, déjalo ir, déjalo ir. Si no es amor, déjalo ir, déjalo ir, déjalo ir al libre. Libertad es amor, libertad, libertad. And you know in your own language what is the song. Okay, lot of flowers, lot of flowers. Thank you. Bowing out with the heart of the Pachamama, the Mother Earth.
Thank you so much, dear Christina. You're getting lots of flowers. Freedom, love is freedom. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you for connecting us with Pachamama. I see that, let's see, Reverend Dr. Karen Harrison, your hand is raised. You are welcome to share.
Dear Sangha, dear Thay and Sunam, and all the beloved spiritual teachers from all the time back, all our ancestors. So grateful, so deeply grateful to be here, to be alive. I wanted to share with you a time that I treasure. In the early 80s, there was a march in New York City that Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh was involved with. And I worked with Thay and Dick Gregory and many people around the world. At that time, we had so many nuclear weapons on the planet. And it was a march for disarmament. And many of us around the world marched to ask all the people that were using bombs to stop using them. And Thay was one. And we were all saying that all wars are genocidal and wrong. And out of our work, Thay worked very hard all his life to try and end all wars. We were nominated for a Nobel, and the Non-Proliferation Treaty came out of that to reduce nuclear weapons. Now we see movements of people trying to justify war, and movements of people trying to justify weapons. And I just want to cherish that time when I could be with Thay and others who just said that all war is genocide. The use of all weapons to try and end conflict was genocide. So I'm glad that we lived that, but I want to live it again. And I want to see enemies join hands. Enemies on any side join hands and say we have to drop our weapons. Because if any of us use a weapon, we may be hurting not only others but ourselves. And we live in a paradise. And our paradise is so fragile right now. So I just wanted to recall that history of Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh early in the 80s when we worked together, and how precious that time for me was with Thay to call for the end of all weapons and the end of all war on the earth.
Thank you, dear friend. Thank you so much for recalling us back to, recalling us back to this paradise. Bob, I see that your hand is raised. Okay, great. You're welcome to share.
Thanks, everybody. It's greetings from England across the Atlantic. Dear Sangha, dear Thay, and dear friends. Just going to read a couple of Thay's poems and one from a publication in the UK. Oh, sorry, it's Mirror. So, yeah, UK, England, Britain, especially England, is sadly the worst nation in Europe for developing and promoting its biodiversity. And I belong to the Rolling Tide Sangha, which is on the shores of Morecambe Bay and the southern reaches of the English Lake District. So I read from Thay. He wrote this 24 brand new hours. He wrote this in 1970 when at a meeting, Sangha in Tokyo. Waking up in the morning, I see the blue sky. I join my hands in thanks for the many wonders of life, for having 24 brand new hours before me. The sun is rising. The forest becomes my awareness, bathed in the sunshine. I walk across a field of sunflowers. Tens of thousands of flowers are turned towards the bright east. My awareness is like the sun. My hands are sowing seeds for the next harvest. My ear is filled with the sound of the rising tide. In the magnificent sky, clouds are approaching with joy from many directions. I can see the fragrant lotus ponds of my own land. I can see coconut trees along the rivers. I can see rice fields stretching, laughing at the sun and rain. Mother Earth gives us coriander, basil, celery, and mint. Tomorrow, the hills and mountains of the country will be green again. Tomorrow, the buds of life will spring up quickly. Folk poetry will be as sweet as the songs of children. If I'm not taking too much time, I'd like to read another of Thay's, The Rainbow Children. I was awake, yet the dream continued. Fascinated, I saw myself inside a museum. where all the memories of my childhood were on display. The moon of a wild land filtering through the bamboo bars of the window plunged the young man deep into a deep sleep, where the dream continued, the thread of water on a serene autumn lake. My friend, why offer a poem to a singing bird, to a pebble in a clear stream, to a fish swimming freely? What a magnificent morning on this clear blue planet. At this very moment, when the multitude of stars melts into the celestial dome, children by the thousands, children of all colours, climb up the mountain and look down with utmost attention. They are watching me. But I keep on sleeping without opening my eyes. I stretch my body peacefully and wait for the surprise to arrive. Why offer a poem to the little hut hidden in the bamboo thicket, to the sunflower unfurled against the wall, to the sleeping dog curled in a ball in the courtyard, to the cat dancing with sunbeams high upon the haystack? Daybreak does not resemble a new page in a book. It is a symphony to rebirth, with a full array of sounds and colours. Each dawn is an ode to 24 brand new hours. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Bob. Wow, such beautiful, beautiful poetry. Thank you so much for sharing too. Yes, you asked, is there time for another? I was like, yes, let's extend the meeting. Like, keep going. Thank you, dear Bob. Donna, you're welcome to share.
I'm bowing in. Yes, I'd like to share a poem, and I've been very emotional about the Middle East conflict right now. And I find hope in this beautiful poem because it continues. The voice of the rabbi that wrote the poem, to me, is like Thay speaking. It's continuing its message of peace for the world, that peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. And so I get emotional because the poem's so beautiful, but also because I sense Thay talking to me. So I'd like to read the poem. And I'd like to say, it's tying this in with Mother Earth as 23,000 people are being killed in Palestine. The earth is being obliterated. Animals and plants, living beings are being destroyed, and it's very hard. So the poem is called "Today I Am Taking Sides." I am taking the side of peace, which I will not abandon, even when its voice is drowned out by hurt and hatred, bitterness of loss, cries of right and wrong. I am taking the side of peace, whose name has barely been spoken in this winnerless war. I will hold peace in my arms and share my body's breath, lest peace be added to the body count. I will call for de-escalation even when I want nothing more than to get even. I will do it in the service of peace. I will make a clearing in the overgrown thicket of cause and effect so peace can breathe for a minute and reach for the sky. I will do what I must to save the life of peace. I will breathe through tears. I will swallow pride. I will bite my tongue. I will offer love without testing for deservedness. So don't ask me to wave a flag today unless it is a flag of peace. Don't ask me to sing an anthem unless it is a song of peace. Don't ask me to take sides unless it is the side of peace. Bowing out.
Thank you, dear Donna. Thank you for sharing the poem, inviting us all to take the side of peace. Here, I'm seeing a lot of hearts and a request to share the poem if you're able to, maybe in the chat. And Jane, I see that your hand is raised. You're welcome to share.
Good morning, dear friends from Vancouver. We're on the unceded lands of the Coast Salish people, which include the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh nations. I just wanted to say, Donna, that poem was so remarkable. Thank you. It is so pertinent to the times. I found it challenging. I haven't been speaking out because I have so many friends that are saying one thing and supporting one side and others supporting the other, and I can't do that. And your poem actually gave me strength to continue what I've been trying to do, which is advocate for peace and not for one side or the other. And it's very difficult, actually. Things are so polarized. So that poem has really given me strength. Thank you so much. I just wanted to read a short poem by Thay from this book, Call Me by My True Name. And it's called You Are My Garden. A tree is dying in my garden, you see it, but you also see the others. They are still vigorous and joyful, and I am thankful. I know a tree is dying in my garden, but I do not see it as the whole of my garden. And I need you to remind me of that. I am told to take care of the garden left to me by my ancestors. The garden always has beautiful trees and others that are not so healthy. That is the reason why we have to take good care of it. You are my garden, and I know that I should practice as a gardener. I have seen an old untended garden where the cherry and peach trees still bloom wonderfully and always in time. And that's it. It's just a short, sweet poem. I think it reminds me of a little bit about not feeling despair in the face of so much destruction and sadness. Because if we despair, then we give up, and then we're not there trying to help the world. So, thank you, everybody. Jane bowing out.
Thank you, dear Jane. Thank you for sharing the beautiful poem. Yeah, for sharing sweetness in the face of destruction with us. So dear friends, we're also going to have a space for Dharma sharing today. So we will be closing our Be-In soon. I just wanted to open up the space if anybody was feeling shy, but they're like, oh, maybe I can, maybe I'm going to. Now may be the time, and if not, that's also okay. You'll have a space in your Dharma sharing groups in just a moment, and we can keep doing things like this. So.
Dear Simona, I wonder, feeling a little shy about it, but I have a poem. It's an intense poem. I think it resonates with some of the spirit that's been invoked here about holding space for, in our hearts, for the conflict in Palestine, the violence, which affects our human family and also non-human brothers and sisters, the animal and plant and mineral worlds. And yeah, it's an invitation actually to be present with that pain in a way that we can hold it and allow the seeds of compassion to awaken in ourselves through being present. So I will read that to you, invite you to follow your breathing in case there's some intensity for you. The path of peace. Blood and broken limbs, bodies everywhere. Rubble. A mother in tears, with no place for grief. A child alone, wailing. This pain unbearable, trembling violently. Sunlight filters down. A leaf floating on autumn wind. A star. Moonlight wavering through clouds. This golden flower at dawn. This breath. Afraid to witness, but now inviting in the pain. Without effort, waves of feeling flow. The path of peace, in the rubble, in the bodies, in the tears, in my heart. Moonlight enfolding compassion. One step, one breath, now.
Thank you, dear Erin, for sharing such a powerful poem. Hoping that you enjoyed your Dharma sharing rooms. Short and sweet. And the good thing is that we'll be doing this again. We'll continue with the second Sundays of the month. We have, I believe, Joanne Rosen is going to be facilitating in February. We'll be sending out more information. And I would like to invite our brother Aaron to share more, if you'd like to share more. I saw you bowing in, I think. Yeah.
Thank you, Simona. You read my body language. I just wanted to add to that we have also someone just offered to facilitate for March, who is Joe Riley, who's an Indigenous person, and Anishinaabe, I think, tribe. And I don't remember it, but he will be offering in March. I think it's March 10th. But yeah, so just so you can, he's a new Dharma teacher in the Plum Village tradition and lives in Michigan and is a musician, poet, musician, and songwriter, and children's educator, environmental educator. So it'll be a real gift, I think, to have his presence as well. Also, Joanne Rosen works with trauma and has started a movement called, with support of Sangha, called Embrace, which is holding trauma and some of the roots of much of the ecological and environmental and social challenges that we face today. So good opportunities for us. Thank you.